Ezekiel 37 real quick, because this is what I'm going to teach right now, right? I'm teaching that we scattered to the four corners of the earth, of which y'all would agree to that. We scattered to the four corners of the earth, and the Lord is going to gather his people from the four corners of the earth and bring them back into the covenant according to Ezekiel chapter 20, right? And at that time, that's the wilderness that you're talking about, right? Ezekiel chapter 20. So let's get Ezekiel 37 and verse 21 real quick.
Come on, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone.
Hold on. He's going to take the children of Israel from among the heathen. See, this is a big concept. A lot of our people have the thought process that the heathens are going to be gathered with us and brought into the covenant with us. But that's not true, right? And that's according to the Bible, because the nation of Israel is set up to be a light to the Gentiles. So he got to raise us first, put us in our proper mind state, and then we'll be able to be that light, right? But the whole world follows us, yes? The whole world follows us. Yep. If the brother come out with a new shoe and it's fire, everybody gonna have it. And then before you know it, white sports companies gonna have that shoe. People in Japan gonna be rocking that shoe. And then it ain't even your culture no more. They done took it from you. So imagine if we made the law, statutes, and commandments the culture that everybody follows. Imagine if we made the law, statutes, and commandments popular and everybody wanted to follow that. Yo, we'll take over the earth in 3 days, man. Right? In righteousness. Go ahead. Keep reading.
And will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Just as we see on the sign, right? We got the northern kingdom we got the northern kingdom at the top, and then the 3 bottom ones is what they call the southern kingdom. All right? Now let's get some historical context. Deuteronomy 28 and 48 to understand why all of this happened.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Come on.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Hey, and that's what happened. So when that nation came and they destroyed you, and you forgot, they destroyed you so much that you forgot who you were. You forgot how to serve the Lord, right? So now you over here in Virginia calling yourself an American. And even further than that, as you try to dig into your history, the most you can discover is that before that, you was an African. And then the most you can discover when you dig before that is that you used to be a Muslim. And then before do you see the level of destruction that Esau has you under, man? So this is why all of the prophecies point to the 12 tribes being gathered back, because that must happen first. All right? Let's get Ezekiel chapter 20. I'm adding this one in there because the brother had a question about it. Right? And let's start at 34 because it goes right into the context.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20 and verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye were scattered.
Okay, so this is, now we know that Deuteronomy 28 and 41 says that these curses are going to be on you forever, right? But the word forever there does not mean a never-ending period of time. It means for a long period of time, all right? So that needs to be explained as well. So now we're reading a verse that's after that period, right? Because now, after your transgression has been completed and your punishment has been completed, the Lord is going to the four corners of the earth and gathering his people, all right? Keep reading.
With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
Hey, and with fury poured out. We can't forget that.
All right.
So these other nations, they're going to get destroyed to a certain degree. It's going to be some left who going to have to go into subjection, right? Because how is every knee gonna bow if every knee is dead? Right?
It's every knee from every nation.
Right. So every language, every tongue, every tribe, everybody, every knee shall bow, man. So somebody got to be left from the destruction. Keep going.
Time. Verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So will I plead with you, saith the Most High Power.
Oh, Salakia, Job 11:6. Right? Just read the first half of that verse. Job 11:6. What's going on, brother? You got 5 minutes? 5 minutes for us? Hey, we just building the nation. Come talk with us. 5 minutes.
Park right there in front of me, dog. You park in front of me.
Nah, they ain't coming back.
If you bust that corner, you gone.
You stupid.
All right,
Go ahead. Hey, remember that one brother who went up there? He hit the speed bump. He said, "Oh, he coming back."
Nope.
Oh, no.
No, he ain't.
No, he ain't.
All right.
What's going on, family? Y'all good?
Right, they coming back to listen to the word, too.
All right, go ahead.
All right. This is Job 11. What verse?
11:6.
11:6. And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is.
Hold up. The Lord is showing you the secrets of wisdom. It's double to that which is. Because guess what? In Egypt, the Lord delivered you from your enemies with fury poured out and gathered you and brought you into the wilderness. And yet again, we waiting for the same thing to happen because the secrets of wisdom are double to that which is.
Right.
All right? So, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Hit verse 36 when you're done with that.
You want me to keep going?
Nah, he gonna hit 36.
Verse 36.
I'm gonna get you to jump over to Matthew 11:29.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Most High God. And I will cause you to pass under the rod. And
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod. And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Hold up. What does it mean for you to pass under the rod? And what does it mean to bring you into the bond of the covenant? Hey, check this out. How y'all doing today? Y'all good? What's y'all understanding of the Bible? I just want to catch y'all up.
It's a lot. The Bible is a lot. It's a whole bunch of different stories. And
Okay.
what I
Do you believe it?
somewhat,
Okay. That's
I will say, like, I'm an African American Studies major. So the way that we've been taught is there's been a lot of people who have taught the Bible, but they haven't taught it in its completion.
Okay. That's true.
That's good.
All right. All of y'all kind of share similar beliefs? Because, you know, a lot of our people teach that the Bible is hocus pocus. Throw it out. It's a fairy tale book. You may as well put it in your trash, right? But we actually teach the opposite because this book right here contains your history. This is the only book on earth that says a people group will leave their land, forget who they are for thousands of years, and be scattered to the four corners of the earth. You've heard of the word diaspora, right? There's only two people groups. If you Google the word diaspora right now, yo, Esau with his loud truck. We're gonna have to pull out. I think the brother coming back.
Esau, the so-called white man, is the only person that will put a $10,000 engine in a raggedy truck
Right, and then lift it up 7 inches, you know,
with a Confederate flag.
and put $2,000 tires on the truck. All right, so check this out, man. So the Bible told you that a people group will be scattered to the four corners of the earth. We just read that verse. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 48. And it prophesies that these people will lose their heritage. They will serve new gods in this new land. They will be scattered to the four corners of the earth, and everywhere they're scattered to, they're going to go through various curses. Your people going to be strung out on drugs all day long. They're going to lose their children to captivity and slavery. And guess what? You're not going to have no strength in your hand to grab them back and bring them back to you. So if you Google the word diaspora right now, there's 2 people groups that show up. Number 1 is the so-called African American diaspora who left Africa in the transatlantic slave trade. Guess who number 2 is? Guess who number 2 of the Jews are? Number 2 of the diaspora, the second people group, is the Jews of the Bible. And we think that the Jews are the so-called white man, right? But it's impossible for you to be, first of all, the white man is a very small portion of the human population, right? If we want to use the term white, because that's also an ambiguous term. But you got European nations, you got a couple of Russian, Asian type of nations that have white pigmentation, and then those people spread out and conquered many other city-states, but the population of white people compared to so-called black people is very small. So how come every Jew on earth is white? How that makes sense? When the majority of people on earth is darker skinned people.
Right.
So when you type in a Jewish man on your phone right now, you're gonna get a white guy with a top hat on, right? Looking like Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
But we're trying to tell you that the people you see here now are the same people that the Bible was speaking of the entire time. All right? So, fast forward. Boom, 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 boom. Now we already in the land of our captivity. Let's get that in Baruch. I think it's 3 and 8.
3 and 8, come. I got you.
Huh. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
See, you put an engine in the car like that.
That's a Chevy
Right.
Nova. You gotta have one. You gotta have something nice in
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead.
Salaki.
Oh, you good.
Yeah, I'm still.
See, the wind fighting against us too, but we're going to get it out.
Yeah, one way or the other.
That's right.
Can you hold this for me, kid?
Come.
Watch. Watch. This wind tearing me up, man.
3 and 1.
You already
Yep.
got it?
3 and 8.
3 and 8. Here you go.
He got it.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8.
Come on.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Now, it says we are yet this day in our captivity. This is a very interesting verse. This book was written by Baruch. He walked around the earth with a man named Jeremiah, written in the Bible, right? And so this was probably written after the time of when Jerusalem was destroyed and all that, and they was in the land of Babylon. And Baruch probably wrote that down. Man, we still this day in our captivity. I want you to name one people group who was destroyed by another people group, and they got to walk around every day and look at statues of their slave masters. See buildings built and dedicated to their slave masters. See cities named after their slave masters. Then you got to show up to work with the nasally voice. Hi, Bob, how's it going? Right? Because you're going to lose your job.
Right.
You're going to lose your job. Bob will get rid of you if you come in there speaking the wrong way. Right? And we get this day in our captivity. There's no other people group that goes through this. Right? And I can name other people groups that were conquered. But if you look at the so-called African diaspora across the globe, we going through these curses everywhere we at. Puerto Rico, Cubans. Look, we had a Cuban brother came up here earlier. What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? All right.
So, y'all believe in the Bible? We just teaching the Bible. Oh, no, it's fine. So, we had a brother up here earlier, man. He said that he was a Cuban by the seed of his father. And the brother was walking around high, man. Like, we was trying to tell him about the Bible. He was dancing and stuff. It's like, he want to rap songs and stuff like that. Right, but we the only people that have to live day by day in the land of our captivity, man. Guess what? The so-called Jewish man, the Holocaust was a total of 12 years from the time that they started writing laws, the Nuremberg laws, all the way until the time the death camps was shut down. 12 years. 3 years after that, they had their own land, the strongest military on earth. Name something else. They fought a war called the 6-year war, or the 6-day war, against 3-4 other sovereign nations in the area and destroyed them in 6 days. But the Bible says that you're going to have a yoke of iron on your neck always.
Repeat that after they go.
Right? The Bible says that you're going to have a yoke of iron and they're going to destroy you. And you're going to be serving other gods. So what we're trying to tell you is that the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man here in America, he is not a black man. There's no such thing as black. There's no such. Take me to the land of black and I will go. Right? Buy me a plane ticket right now. I'll go. Take me to the land of Native America. Right? Where did those people come from prior to being here? Why they got Paleo Hebrew inscriptions in New Mexico that predate the colonial period? What does that mean? That means that before white people touched this land, Paleo Hebrew was here. And the Native American people was running around speaking Hebrew. That's why Christopher Columbus got off the boat in Hispaniola with a translator who spoke Hebrew
Right.
and greeted them with the Shema prayer.
Right.
Shema Yasha Allah, Yahweh Allah Nawa. Come on, man. So this is not stuff we making up. This is biblical history. This is archaeology, and this is prophecy.
That's right.
All right. So let's get back into it. All right. I went on a tirade there, but you know, right. So we talking about the Lord gathering our people. Yeah, let's get that.
Okay. You want to start from 7 to 6? Or you want to start from...
Yeah, let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7. No, get Amos 3 and 2. Matter of fact.
You got Amos?
Yeah, he gonna get Amos.
I'll get Deuteronomy.
We get Deuteronomy. So the Bible, the entire Bible is a covenant. All right, and it's a covenant for a specific group of people. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Hey, popular to or contrary to popular belief, it's not for everybody, man. Right? The same way that you got children at home, and you tell your children, hey, I want you in here by the time the street lights on. Everybody else get to stay outside. I don't care about everybody else. I'm telling you to get back in this house.
Right.
Or be on the porch when the street lights come on. Right? So go ahead, read that.
I'm starting from verse 1. This is Amos, the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Hey, you know what
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Con, read that again. Okay, Con.
Hear this word which the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying...
Who did he bring from Egypt? Are y'all familiar with that story? Who did the Lord bring from Egypt in the Bible? You ever seen the movie Prince of Egypt? You know what I'm saying? So the Lord brought the Israelites out of Egypt.
That's right.
But he left the Egyptians there, yes?
Gone.
Okay, go ahead.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
The Lord is punishing you for your iniquities the same way I punish my children when they do wrong. And I skip past your children.
Right.
I'm not going to come over there and spank your children, man.
Right.
The Lord not doing that neither. Because everybody has a purpose. Guess what? Sometimes I actually use other children to teach my children a lesson.
Right.
Right.
You better not ever do that over
Right.
there. Yeah.
Right. Yo, you see him?
Right.
Yeah.
Try that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We do that. As parents, we do that. Or if your kid is rebellious, yo, I told you don't go to this dude's house. He be getting into stuff he not supposed to get into. This, that, and the third. Or maybe he's a bully. Hey, don't go that way. Go up the block this way and have fun over there. Right? But you want to be hard-headed and you go that way. So your parent might know that and be like, okay, go ahead. And you go over there and get your lip busted. Now, your parent was able to use that situation to teach you a lesson. That's what these other nations are here for. These other nations are here to teach Israel a lesson. That's why the Egyptians had you in captivity. The Assyrians had you in captivity. The Greeks, the Persians, the Romans. And never once did you see one of those people groups come in and serve the Lord.
That's right. Never.
Never once in the history of the Bible.
Right.
Now, go ahead and get that. And we're going to hit Matthew chapter 15. And we're going to demonstrate that the Lord only came for one group of people.
Want me to get the precept of what you just said?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, come. So the brother just said that you never see another people group in the Bible come and serve the Lord, right? We're going to prove it with the scriptures, all right? So let's, we're going to get the book of 2nd Esdras. It's in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha are 14 books that were taken out of the original King James Bible by the Protestant church.
That's right.
It further teaches us who we are according to the scriptures.
The Catholics still have it in their Bible.
They sure do. The Catholics still have it in the Bible in the Catholic churches, right? Mm-hmm. So this is 2nd Esdras chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 32. Y'all have a good one.
All right, y'all be safe.
All right now. 2nd Esdras 3 and 32. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, 31. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there throughout the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments.
Right.
Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and there's also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
Right.
Hey, and this is further proof that the other nations never served the Lord, right?
He gave
Now,
their own gods.
right. But check this out. Israel is the chosen nation. Israel is the nation that the Lord gave the law, statutes, and commandments to, and not all of Israel served the Lord.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
What about ancient Kemet? Not Egypt.
Ancient Kemet, okay.
Yeah, that was before all of this.
That's right. That's right. But we're not
all
talking
of it
about.
came from there.
Correct. No.
Kemet.
Right. But we're not talking about antiquity. See, we're not arguing. Our academic argument is not that we're more ancient than the ancient Egyptians, and also we're not arguing that the ancient Egyptians don't have their own stuff. What we're arguing is that we're not the ancient Egyptians. We need to go back to our forefathers and the things that our forefathers taught us. Because guess what? Our people love to go back to ancient Egypt. But ancient Egypt is very much like it is today. There was a ruling class. Hold on. There was a ruling class in Egypt. There was a lower class. There was a middle class. And then there was a servant class in Egypt. You can see it on the walls. So guess what? If you weren't born to the Pharaoh's house, you was basically nothing, just like here. We talking about a society where the Lord loves all people and there's no respecters of persons, right? We're not talking about a class system where there's a king and he's rich, but you just broke. That's not what we're aiming for. So, you know, we're not saying that if our people want to go over there and follow the gods of Egypt, my question is this: where is Egypt now? It was so great, but where is it now?
I'm not talking about
Right. Go ahead.
Egyptians. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about ancient people, the Africans that established their civilization. Way before there was an Israel, way before any of this stuff. I mean, if you go back to East Africa, where everything started from, especially from the people, the Twa people, the small people, started this civilization existed way before anything coming out of the Middle East.
Right, okay. That's fine. But the Middle East is not a real place.
I know it's not. It's a European term. I understand that. You know, but just for sake of clarity, ancient Kemet is before all of this.
Right, but what is that? What I'm asking is, although it's before the Bible was written and before the people group of the Bible, because we actually have it in our records that our people were called out of Egypt, right? So we came from there. And our language, our pictographic Hebrew resembles the Medu-Neter, right? The language, right? It resembles that because we came from there. We're not disputing that. What we're saying is that they had a separate culture and they worshiped other gods, and we don't worship their gods. Go ahead, read that.
I'm going to start from verse 6.
Con.
And please get Exodus 11 and 7. If I may.
Con, you good?
This is Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Holy in Hebrew means kodash. It means set apart.
Right.
Totally different. Right? The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And here's the point to what you were saying, right? The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people.
Right.
But because the Lord loved you, and because he will keep the oath which he has sworn unto your forefathers, has the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen.
That's right.
From the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Right.
So why did I bring that out? Yes, we know there were civilizations before Israel. We understand that.
Correct.
But God is saying that he did not choose us, right? Or set his love upon us because we were more than all people, because there was people here before us.
Right.
Their civilizations were more in number than ours when we were created, right? But he made an oath to Abraham that he was going to leave a seed. Yes. He made an oath to our forefathers that there was going to be a seed. And the children of Israel was the fulfillment of that oath.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
So check this out, Salakia. So check this out, right? I use this example all the time. So if I tell my kids, right now, if I say, hey guys, one day you're gonna be the father of many nations. What's the only way that can happen? Through your children. It's the only way that can happen. So over time, after we was in Egypt, that promise was still yet to be fulfilled because we hadn't become a nation yet. We hadn't become a people yet with laws and with civilization. We was just leeching off of Kemet, basically. But the Lord called us out of there to have our own culture and to do things. Yo, they're not gonna let us do it today, man.
I don't.
We can't hear you. Yeah.
Pharaoh is not ancient Kemet. It's not that language.
Of course.
You know, they didn't have leaders like that. But all roads goes back to Kemet. I guarantee you on that.
Okay, that's fine, brother. That's perfectly fine. All right, be safe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so listen, our people want to listen. This is what's so funny though, right? Our people want to worship. We want to go back to Kemet so bad, but Kemet fell. Where are they right now? And where is the prophecy that says that they will return? But I can show you a prophecy that says we're gonna return.
Can I ask a question, King? He thinks what's oldest is what's right?
Correct.
So that means the way this country was founded was correct, and we need to go back to that because that was the way that America was created.
See, slavery is older than you being free, brother. So you actually need to go back to being a slave.
Hey, you want to know something cold, man? I bet if we hit the rewind button and we all went back to Egypt, his behind to be out there in the field still. He wouldn't be with Pharaoh or whatever the word was for the leader at that time.
That's my point. And he'll be pointing to another nation. Yo, Nimrod, them boys. Yo, Nimrod came before you.
This dude, man.
It's like, yo, man, come on, right? So let's.